think I'm live. I always hate this because I always got to play the game where I don't know. There we go. Okay, we're up. Hi, everybody.
All right. Anyway, what's up, everybody? It is I, young TKbreezy, and we are going to talk about what we've been gaming on. Let me go ahead and I didn't set my room up.
It's all good. Go for it. Yeah. So this is Y'all Gaming, where we ask the question, are y'all gaming? We've been gaming, but not necessarily on the newest and hottest titles, because there hasn't been a lot of that. I've been going back and playing old stuff. What I've been playing recently is a game that came out last year that was actually up for Game of the Year, but I'm not really liking it all that much. But I don't know if we should get into that or Rocket League first. You want to talk about your thing first, or should I talk about
my thing? Let's do the old compliment. Well, is it the compliment sandwich?
Yeah, compliment sandwich is
it going to be the negative sandwich? Because like, when we get to the end, when we talk about the systems, do you like the new gen systems?
Let's. All right, wait. No, it would be a negative sandwich. No. So
all right,
it's
let's start the negative sandwich then. You go first.
All right, I go first. Okay, so my piece of bread, my negative sandwich beginning is on Ghost of Tsushima, which I started. So this game came out last year. It came out amid a bunch of other games, and I was not really all that excited about it. It looked like a generic, third-person adventure kind of thing. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll get to it at some point. I bought it over Christmas, and then it's like I got into it. And the first few hours are incredible. Like, you get skill trees and you're exploring this open world and you're like, oh my goodness, there's so much to do. And there's so much stuff going on. And the story's pretty compelling at first. But then as it goes on, you sort of... There's always that moment, right, where you learn how a game works. And it happens with every game, especially AAA titles, where you find out not what the game is telling you it is, but what the game actually is. And Ghost of Tsushima isn't like, it wants to pretend like it's a stealth game, and it's like a ninja simulator kind of, but it has a bunch of avenues that it wants you to go down. But in the end, the best way to play the game and the fastest way without wasting a lot of time is just to fight. You just straight up fight, because there's a certain point in the game where you get ungodly strong, and you kill stuff in like 1 or 2 hits. And like, yeah, I was trying to get to that point, and I built stuff for it, but at the same time, it's like, the game was super hard up until a point, and I was like, damn, this is tough. I'm dying in 1 hit. They really made a choice here to make this difficult. But then after I reached a certain level of character progression, it's not fun for me to do anything other than run in and fight 10 people at once, and like, I'm not really in any sort of danger. The enemies don't really scale up with you. So the game runs into this problem where it's like, it's sort of like a it's almost like an Assassin's Creed game. And I thought it would be good because it's very small scale, which I thought was awesome. The map isn't all that big. The skill tree isn't overwhelming. It was really nice. But then as I played it more, I was like, oh, this is kind of boring. So I've enjoyed it enough up until this point. I think I'm about a third, almost half of the way through, maybe. No, probably just a third. I just beat chapter 1 or the first act or whatever it is, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to keep going.
Okay. Well, I mean, how often do you feel like you get to this point where you just, like, you're playing a game and you just don't even feel like finishing it anymore?
Pretty often, but usually I can still finish it. Like Cyberpunk, I got pretty bored, but I was like, you know what? I want to see this through, and I still beat it. Ghost, I don't know if I will, because, like, I'm not compelled enough by the game itself. Now, I will say the stories is kind of neat. The people that you're fighting and the cutscenes, that's cool, but all the side stuff is, like, not as interesting as I'd like it to be, but maybe that's my fault. Like, maybe the focus isn't on the side stuff, and maybe I'm focusing on that because, like, I'm comparing everything to Red Dead, which I think is still the best example ever made of, like, open world games. Because, like, you could just walk around and stuff happens. In Ghost, that doesn't really occur. Like, stuff can happen, but it's never that interesting. It feels like a smaller scale Assassin's Creed game, I think. I've never played Assassin's Creed, but I hear that they're a lot like this, and I don't know. Usually I try to at least finish a game story, and I probably will finish it for Ghost, but I'm going to stop doing all this side stuff, because now I'm way too over-progressed. I'm not having fun, Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel what you're saying about the, small like the small well, I guess the smaller scale Assassin's Creed, because I feel like that's the issue with Assassin's Creed is that I just like it's too big. There's just too much um
Hmm.
like, you know, too much to do that is pretty much just the same thing that you're doing over and over the entire game. So I'm like, all right.
Ghost is kind of like that, but it seemed like smaller scale when I first started out, and it's got like all these objectives and markers and things, but it's still like, even if it's smaller, it doesn't matter because the gameplay itself is really boring me. It's like enemies die in like 2 or 3 hits. The whole mechanic is that depending on what weapon they use, you switch your stance. But that's not like a cool mechanic. It just means like, oh, that guy has a shield. Hold R2, press circle, and now I kill him. Like it's not even like an active mechanic. It's sort of like a worse Sekiro in that way. And I really liked it at first, but as I kept playing, it just got more and more sort of uninteresting. I'll probably finish it up. Like I said, I'm only a third of the way through, and maybe they'll introduce new stuff, but they keep giving me new like progression systems and new items and new stuff to play with, but none of it's very like you at one point the game makes a big deal because you unlock the ability to assassinate somebody through a paper wall. And it's like, yo, unlocked. But there's like maybe 5 times I've found so far where an enemy is standing right next to a paper wall. That doesn't happen. So I'm like, okay, you just ran out of ideas. So I don't know. It's okay. Like I said, I wish I liked it more. I loved it at the beginning, and I was really excited to like go crazy on it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Did you play Neo?
Yeah, I had that
Did you
issue with
like it?
Neo too. No,
Oh, okay.
Neo, it ran out of stuff after a couple hours. Like then I kept fighting the same enemies over and over in the same places. It was okay, but yeah, Neo
Okay.
sort of waned on me too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, that's what he's been gaming on. But I've been gaming on some Rocket League. Now that game, obviously, it's the old game. It's been out. Well, when did it come out? Rocket League's been out for quite some time.
Probably
Rocket League
2014, 2015, I think.
2015, July 7th, 2015. Rocket League was released. Now, when it was first released, it was like $30, whatever. I didn't know if I could really justify the price, but it was very fun. You know what I'm saying? So like, but at the same time, like, you know, you weren't really doing much. You were just, you know, car soccer. It was fun, great stuff. Now they got all this other stuff. It's free to play too, so you can jump to it immediately now. They went free to play. They got all this other stuff. You got training packs. You got we got pretty much the Rocket League LCS. It's super nice. Like the game has its own like fan base. It's got competitive standings, all that other good stuff. It's one of those games that like you're gonna be bad for like a long time, and even when you are starting to get good, you're still gonna be bad for a long time. But like you can see the improvement like every day. Like the first day I wasn't flying at all. Today now I'm flying and hitting stuff. And it's been 3 days and I'm already flying and hitting stuff. And I may not be hitting it perfectly, but I am at least confident enough to try to get up there and hit it and stuff. So it's been nice. The only reason I already started playing that is because like every year pretty much I've picked up another fighting game or some shit like that. But there's just really isn't much to do this year with going to tournaments. I picked up fighting games because like mostly for Rick. Big shout out to Rick for the Hotto, because like I know that if I picked up a fighting game and I asked him if I could commentate it at Combo Breaker, he would allow me to do such. So like every Combo Breaker I did something different. Like the first one was like DBFC and Tekken, the second one was Soul Calibur and Tekken, and some of the mystery tournaments and things like that. So Rocket League is like the game that I feel like I can commentate from home though. You know what I mean? And it feels right commentating from home. You know, like fighting games and stuff, we miss online events, whatever, right? But like I would go to an online Rocket League event, obviously, but at the same time, like it is an online game. Like I have no issue like commentating online Rocket League with someone else and not feeling like anyone's gonna be like, yeah, man. I mean, obviously it's still online, so it's never gonna be perfect, but I don't really see anyone talking about the way they talk about like Smash Online. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like just two different environments basically, where you know, you're offline, so I can play Sheik offline, but now I'm online, so now I can't do anything.
I feel like with games like that, I've talked about this before, it feels like it's very hard to get into now though, because like everybody's either tried it and either they decided they don't like it, or they tried it and they really like it, they're still playing it. So I feel like it's like a wasteland if you're getting into it new, right? Like, do people who are not good at the game still play the game?
I think right now because I mean I'm finding good people in ranks or good people to play against in rank that are like around my skill level. I think the thing is that if this wasn't a free to play game, probably not. But I think making it free to play,
oh yeah, I forgot they did that.
Is like a really good swap for any type of game like this. If you need like an abundance of online players, free to play is the way to go. You know what I mean? I think only one game. There hasn't really been a lot of games that get away with not going free to play. I think PUBG did it, where they were like not free to play. But at the same time, PUBG did it at a time where like it was basically like the forefront of BRs. So yeah, like you either played like Fortnite in its infancy,
or like DayZ,
or you like DayZ, which why would you do that when you can just play PUBG at that point in time? Yeah, so like they got away with it at a time. The timing is definitely important, but I think with games like this, one, it's too abstract for people to want to like spend the $30 to get into and find out like, wow, I'm really asked at this, I don't want to play anymore. You know how people are with games, like if people can't get in and immediately get some type of win, some type of validation, they don't want to play. That's why fighting games don't really get a lot of time, because like you have a hardcore fan base of fighting game players, and then you have those people that buy fighting games day one and they go into ranked and they mash and they get bodied the entire time, and then they stop playing 2 days later. Like, but if it was free, I don't think that'd be an issue. Like, you have a bunch of mashers out there, so yeah, like just a good shit on Rocket League going free to play. That was a very smart move. But yeah, overall the game is dope. It's giving me a nice sense of progression. It's giving me something to work toward during Corona virus, because I feel like I'm just not really working toward anything. Like, yeah, there's YouTube content, yeah, there's like stream content or whatever, but like as far as getting better at something, I feel like I haven't really been working at that at anything. I'm not really playing Smash like that to like get good. I just play because it's fun. But like this game, I'm playing to actually get good and learn. And I don't know, it's just nice to have something to look forward to and work toward. While we're stuck in the house.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm working on some. I actually have really wanted to get into Street Fighter 5. As weird as that is lately, I haven't quite bit the bullet on it because I'm working on some other stuff. But that I know what you mean, where it's like it feels like you're progressing towards something, and especially in a game as dense as Rocket League, where it's like movement is key. And I mean, if you're fighting competitive matches, I just feel like they would be like stomps. You know what I mean? Like people who never stop playing, who are just ungodly good. But
I mean, like, come on, man. Like, it's just like League, basically. There's people who have millions of hours of League, and they still won't ever get out of gold. Like,
I guess I don't think of it that way, because there's such a saturation of stuff to play now. There's so many goddamn games out there. And I think whereas like in games like League or some other things where you can be drawn in by the characters of the lore, the world, it's like Rocket League is cars, bro. Like
you think a car guy couldn't really get in on that? Like, yeah, man, slap my dude up with my Mustang. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how many car dudes do you think are playing car soccer? You know, like, bro, my Camaro go crazy. Like,
yeah, bro, I'm grinding. I'm about to give me that Lambo, bro. Y'all about to see me in these streets.
Dude, I didn't know that the different cars had different stats in that game. Is that new, or?
It's not different stats. It's more so different hitboxes.
Okay.
And like, that's the thing. Although I'm not completely sure, so you might be right. Because I think that like some of the bigger cars are like, I don't know, they like might be slightly slower. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I have no idea.
Just do Rocket League cars have different stats. Here we go. Do different. No, every car has the same speed when or when not using boost. Also, yeah. So it's just hitboxes. It's hitboxes.
Is that worth having a difference though? Like, is it really worth a truck having a slightly higher? You know what I mean? Like,
it's like a play style thing, to be honest. But like sometimes most pros are like really just playing Octane, like the main car in the front. Like that car is apparently the perfect car for Rocket League, as far as like hitting the shots in the way that you want to hit them. Like, you want a nose shot, you want a side of the wheel shot, you want a tail shot, all that good stuff.
It's such a
with bigger cars game. Because like the way that it works is that like if you hit a ball with the bottom of your car, it doesn't have as much force as if you hit it with like the top or the front of the car.
Okay.
So if you hit it with the top, so basically sometimes you'll have to like go into the sky and like flip your car, or sometimes you'll go into the sky and you'll just do a backflip or a front flip to make sure that the back of your car is facing the ball if you want a stronger shot. And then there's like a whole other thing about power shots that I haven't even fully learned yet, but just overall, like when it comes to different like car sizes, I think the biggest thing is just having like a bigger hitbox, like as for like saving, you know, balls
being able to block
or whatever.
Stuff.
Yeah. But like no one's ever like in high level Rocket League, no one's ever designated goalie. It's rotation is just the entire time. Like, which makes total sense. But you know, it just for me, I'm playing in like a beginner car since Takumi. It's just a nice little like, I don't know, nice little sports looking car.
Yeah.
Hitbox doesn't seem too large, doesn't seem too small, nothing like that. And you know, it's doing the job. But like I feel like if you're going to go pro, then you have to play one of like the top 3 cars. It's like it's Octane or like Dominus, and then I think there's one other car that people are using, but pretty much between those 2 cars.
I didn't even know they were different. That's crazy. What a complicated game.
I think it is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, the Fennec. Yeah, I think that's really interesting that people like, you know, like you have these cars that like people will never use unless they're like trolling. Like there's like a buggy in that game. I don't see anybody using the buggy, bro. Like that's just not a car people are using. So they got some other pretty cool cars in there though. They have some DLC. I had the Batman car, or the Batmobile. Didn't know I had that. And then I had the Back to the Future car, which honestly doesn't look that bad of a car, but it's probably something about the way that it's slanted. Yeah. So overall, game's dope. If you're looking for a game that like has infinite return on like, you know, practicing and then turning that practice into something great, then go and play some Rocket League.
Please do.
Yeah. And so, moving forward.
Well, hold on. Wait. I forgot about this. Before we get into the third part, we have a quick word from our sponsors, fellas. It's only 15 seconds. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me mute you. Let me get you. You're muted. All right. You can't say nothing. I can't. Your face. I can see you, but I can't hear you. All right. We'll be right back. 1 second.
My heart is racing right now, dude.
Woo! We got a 50 times one. Another bonus.
Boom!
I love how pretty it is.
Ignition, and it's good. It's very good.
Wow, what a great ad. Well done. Okay, mute's back off. Okay, I have to run this now. Yeah.
Hey, y'all know about some, what was that, poker? All right, cool. All right.
Come on.
The casino. It's just a full-on casino. Nice.
Yeah,
Join today.
And now they got Bitcoin. Yeah. All right. Third part of the show. Let's talk about some. Let's talk about some consoles.
Yeah, let's talk about some consoles. First thing first, like I just want to talk about before we actually get into the real console. I'm gonna see if the KFC gaming console is real. I typed it in. I heard it is actually real, but it looks like it keeps your chicken warm. So it was a fun prank at the time, but no, it looks like. However, KFC has now revealed that the product is in fact very real indeed, with the console having been designed by global hardware maker Cooler Master. So Cooler Master x KFC is making a game console. What do you think it's going to play?
I mean, it's a PC.
It's a PC.
Yeah, it's a PC. They've already had some specs. They've got different sort of builds and stuff. It's going to be a PC. Like, let's not make the meme go too far, dude. Like, I can't believe they're actually making it. But maybe people will buy it. It's a fun collector's item, I guess.
Bro, it supports ray tracing. Come on, bro. It's got a 3080 in there?
I was going to say, if you got a 3080, maybe, you know, I don't know. The idea is funny, but I'm not come on. I'm not buying a goddamn system with a chicken warmer. You think I'm ever going to use that? My chicken's going to taste like plastic? Like, the idea is funnier than the execution. It's weird to me that KFC keeps going for this very postmodern, like, their chicken culture stuff. You know what I mean? Like, the Mario Lopez thing and the KF console, like, they're trying really hard to bring it into the real world, which I guess is funny, but, like, how much money is this costing, and is it working? Is it like moving the needle on KFC? Are more people going to KFC for this? Because my instinct is no.
No, but I actually did have KFC last night. So
yes.
I didn't think about the console when I was there. I was pulled up, hey, man, like, may I take your order? Hey, when them consoles coming out, bro?
Yeah.
But nah, it's just, I don't know. It's just a good meme. I think that maybe on a collector's item, if I have like some extra money laying around and it's not $8,000, I I'm saying I might grab it. You know what I mean? Have it like in the background, just right here, like just so that way it's like, man, I'm getting a little hungry and hit the button.
Actually, now that you say that, I'm looking into investing into a stream PC. Like, so I have my regular PC for games, and if I get a
just
stream
grab a
PC,
laptop, man.
well, I have one. I have a nice laptop, but that's the screen in my background with the chat. I'll figure something out. But either way, I was like, maybe if I just get the KF console for my stream console, and that's also like the snack bar. You know what I mean? Like, I could just, that might be the play. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds
I'll consider
realistic. It sounds realistic. So, but yeah, no, okay. So we got that out the way. The real console we're going to talk about today are the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Now, I don't know about you, but would you consider yourself a PS fanboy or Xbox fanboy, or like you just kind of go with the flow?
I don't care. Like, with these things, with these sort of console releases and stuff, it all comes down to exclusives. I don't know why you would ever get an Xbox. Like, Sony, they've been struggling because like this PS5 launch has been rough. Like, they had Spider-Man and they had Demon Souls, and like people are gonna buy for that. But like, I wanted a PS5 desperately. I wanted one really bad, and I have one now. And I beat Demon Souls, and now I'm like, now what? Like, I haven't played anything on it. I've been playing Ghost, which is amazing. Like, PS4 games are great on it. They run well. But now I'm just like, why do I want to keep this? Especially because I know that in a year there's going to be a PS5 Pro. What the hell am I doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I think that we're in the same boat. Like, I played Immortals Phoenix Rising on my PS5, which didn't need to. You know, it wasn't an exclusive. And I played Spider-Man, which was the exclusive. Spider-Man was a relatively short game. It was a beautiful game, so it did show off those specs, and it instant load times, all that, great game, you know. But after that, I just haven't been doing anything. Like, in fact, the next game that I plan to play on my PS5 is actually Hollow Knight, that like definitive edition. Like, it was free, and I was like, word, I'll grab that. But like, that's also a game that can be ran almost on your phone. So like, I mean,
yep.
like I'm just kind of sitting around waiting for games to come out. Now, the good thing is that the year has started, and there is a lot of games that we did have on our radars. But the only exclusive I really have, I guess, is Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I guess Final Fantasy 16. But I'm not even sure I don't think that's exclusive.
I don't know. I think Final Fantasies are timed exclusive, so I think it's exclusive for like a year on Sony. I don't know. I feel like more and more PCs are sort of getting rid of the whole thing that consoles have that PCs don't have are exclusives, which is why the PC and Switch combo is so powerful. Because not only do you have Nintendo exclusives, you also have portability. And it's like, okay, well, I've got a bunch of exclusives I can't get anywhere else, and a PC to play everything that is on a bunch of stuff. Sony doesn't really have anything right now that like would make you want that system, other than, you know, I think a large majority of people just want to play Call of Duty, want to play FIFA, want to play 2K, and like, those people are fine. They want the PS5 to play the latest version of whatever they're doing. But if you want exclusives or anything, like, if you're playing the way that we are, it's like, what is that? Like, I've been talking to Malcolm, our friend, and he's like, he said that somebody in his family was looking for a PS5. I'm like, why? There's nothing out. Unless you're into Demon Souls or you didn't play Spider-Man. I don't know if it had to do with like the COVID stuff and the fact that like everything slowed down. I don't know, but it's just anemic, man. There's nothing out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the unfortunate part, is that there's just like isn't much to do, or like there isn't much to work with. You know what I'm saying? We're just kind of like here with the console. Like, I have it, it's beautiful. I look at it every day and I'm like, wow, what a great console. And then that's it. Like, I haven't turned it on in a while. The controller is great though. I do use the controller for my PC games. Great controller, you know what I'm saying? But just I don't have anything else to play on it right now. Like, and so until like there is something to come out, that is unfortunate. But the thing is, even though I do own the PS5, like what would I be playing on the Xbox that's exclusive to the Xbox besides Halo, which is now delayed?
No, Xbox is in the same boat. Xbox, everything that you could play on Xbox, you could also play on PC. They've got it worse. Like, Sony, their differentiator is the Sony studio. So it's like God of War, Spider-Man, like all the Sony exclusives that you can't get anywhere else. But right now, apparently, the highest rated game on PS5 is Astro's Playroom, which is free. So, like, what the hell is that?
I mean, that's the was that the Wii U thing, like, or the Wii Sports thing? Like, yeah, man, like everyone has Wii Sports. Like, it came with the system.
Yeah, it teaches you how to use the controller. I think, yeah, I do agree that Microsoft, I think, is trying to go, like, they're trying to embrace that world where you have a PC and an Xbox, but, like, why? Like, I don't know why. Maybe they're saying you can have one or the other. Maybe Xbox is just like, okay, if you can't have a high-end PC, but I think more and more as technology progresses and things get cheaper and more consumer-friendly, I think PCs are going to be the wave for a lot of people. But then again, there will always be kids. There is always going to be like teenagers and adolescents who want an Xbox because they don't want to, you know, it's more consumer-friendly or not consumer-friendly, it's more user-friendly. Parents sort of can understand it better. Xbox has been DOA for me since Dead Rising. That was the last thing that I was like, yo, that's on Xbox? I want to play that, but it's only on Xbox. Dead Rising for Xbox 360, I think. Like, it's been a while, man.
I see that right now here's 14 minutes of wait, what you're seeing is ad blocker. Get the fuck disable my ad blocker.
They have Rare now, but I don't think, like, I think Microsoft bought Rare for exclusivity. No, they bought Bethesda. That's what it was. Yeah. But I don't think Bethesda's going to be exclusive. That would be insane for them to not release on anything else.
The only exclusive that I see right now that I just typed in Xbox Game exclusive or true Xbox Series X exclusive, it's the Medium. Is the first real Xbox Series X new console exclusive, will be out January 28th. Though yes, I suppose we can debate what exclusive means in context of all Xbox games coming to PC. The game has just released 14 minutes, just so you can see what it's like, and it feels like a blend of Silent Hill, and Alan Wake.
No, it sucks. It sucks because it's made by Bloober Team, and they only made one good game.
What was that?
It's called Observer. Bloober Team are the team. They're the people that made Layers of Fear, and Layers of Fear sucks.
Okay.
I did not play Layers of Fear 2, but I assume that sucks too. Layers of Fear was like one of those first games. You ever play one of those horror games where it's like you walk into a room and then you turn around and the door to the room is gone? It's like, whoa. That's Layers of Fear. That's what it did. It was like a haunted house, but in a video game. It sucked. They made a great game.
Fun.
It's not funny. It's not scary. It's not fun. It's not funny. They made a game called Observer, which was like a cyberpunk story game. It was sort of like a walking sim, but it was really well written. It was very interesting. That was good. But ever since then, they made nothing but garbage. So it's like, the Medium's probably, I'm not. If you have to bank on any team to make your one exclusive, I don't think Bloober Team is it. So I'm not sold.
Okay. Well, then, all right. Well, I guess there's just that. To me, I mean, obviously, like, I haven't wanted an Xbox since 360.
Yeah.
The Xbox One, their first press release was so like trash with that whole like, oh yeah, we don't share games.
Oh,
and then they got, and then the PS, was it the PS4 when they were like, here's how you share games on the PS4, and the guy was like, thanks.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was like, all right, that was good. And so then I was all about the PS4. But yeah, I mean, the thing is like, I just feel like I haven't really been like into like consoles. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the stuff that I'm doing now is on PC or my Switch. And the reason why the Switch is getting so much playtime is because it's the only thing that I can like walk anywhere in my house and play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything in my office here, like my this is here, my first Switch dock is here, but then I have another Switch dock on my downstairs TV, and then I have another Switch dock on a TV in my room. So I can go any and everywhere in my house to play. With these, I had to like, you know, unhook, rehook, all that other good stuff. I just feel like doing all that. You know, and then on top of that, like with the PC and stuff, like, yeah, the PC is great for when I'm sitting in here, but I'm never gonna like take my PC into my bedroom. Like that's just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that's where the Switch comes in. There's like quality indie games, there's quality Nintendo games that I can be playing without having to like, and then I can be doing something else. Like lately I've been playing my Switch and then watching Power at the same time. It's been real nice. But yeah, just overall, man, like I I feel like I would love to, like be more into consoles and like more like up on consoles and things like that. It's just like almost everything that comes out on console is also coming out on PC, and my PC is most likely stronger than most of my console. Well, maybe not the PS5 now, because I'm sure there's like there has to be like at least a 3070 type deal in there. Let me look at the specs.
I just can't buy anything. I can't play anything not in 60 FPS. I've been one of those people. I don't like playing stuff in 30 FPS. I hate it. Like,
Absolutely not.
I have
It's a headache now.
Yeah, it's a headache, and like it really does change your life when you get a 144 hertz monitor. Like I can't do anything else. I have 2 of them now because like I can't. I need that. You know what I mean? Is like I can't.
I have this one right here that I'm looking at is 240 hertz, and then the other 2 on the side are 140 hertz. But they're not 140. They're 60 or whatever. But they're like these are just like information monitors. So my gaming monitor is 240 hertz. Can't go 4K. It's like a pseudo 4K though, so it's like whatever. I don't really play up there, but the 240 hertz is really what it matters. So I'm looking at the chipset. It says the PS5 is powered by a custom-built version of the 3rd generation AMD Ryzen chipset, packing 8 cores. The company's new Zen 2 architecture, Navi graphics. CPU runs 3.5 gigahertz, offers 36 compute units running at 2.23 gigahertz. And then the other thing, it also supports 8K resolution. That's the
I don't care about res, dude. Just give me
that's
frames.
Cinematic experience, bro.
Come on. Like, I'm sick of the resolution meme. Just give me frames, you know?
It says the PS5 will make the 4K 60 FPS a more common sight. Okay, good. Cool. Thanks. The controller is arguably the most exciting element of the PS5. Facts.
Okay.
Okay. And then it says, meanwhile, the Xbox Series X is incredibly impressive on paper. Uses AMD internals, same Zen 2 RDNA architecture, but it's 2x more powerful than the Xbox One X / generation's most technically impressive gaming hardware. Okay. Supports 8K resolution, 120 hertz refresh rate at 4K. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's kind of nice over there. Standard RAM. It seems very comparable.
Don't care. I'm playing it on my PC.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like the thing is
it's good now. It's good now, but give it like 3 years, and the games that are going to come out for it are going to push it to the limit, and then I'm going to keep upgrading my PC. Like, it's fine for now, but with time, it's gonna like I don't know. I'll play the exclusives. I'll play that God of War when that comes out. I'll play all the new stuff, but I just don't see the need. That's all.
Yeah. I think that's the real thing about like I think that's the real thing about like PC versus like consoles, that like it's so easy to like just continue to keep updating your PC. Like, yeah, I mean, the most expensive thing you usually have to update is your graphics card, and those can run a little pretty. But like, if you want like more memory, you know what I'm saying? Buy another stick. Done. Like, you know what I mean? I went from 16 gigs to 24 gigs, just like that. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, I need more memory to store my games. Buy another hard drive. It's like $100. Done. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it's so easy to do that. Whilst you can't do that with consoles. So when a console's time is up, it's just up. Like, it's done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no like, oh, let me buy some extra memory for my PS4. No, you have to literally get rid of your PS4 or just straight up buy out a PS5. Like, so yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's always gonna be the thing about like consoles. And on top of that, like, it's just like there's something about updating your PC that just feels good. Like, there's a really feel good like mechanic about this. You know, like getting new monitors, honestly, like with streaming, just anything that you're updating feels good. I have a way better, like I'm using my C920 right now, but on my stream, I'm using the A6400. Feels good every time I turn that on. Just like, oh man, this camera's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I got like these studio lights, did this by myself. Feels good. Everything about like this feels great. When you buy a console, that's literally it. The only time you feel good about having the console is like if you buy an exclusive, and as of right now, there just isn't that many.
Well, you got the smell of it. like the plastic smell, but that goes away after like a few days. I love that
Oh,
smell in the
yeah,
box. Like when you unwrap the controller too, it's like, oh, it feels so good.
yeah.
That's one of the
Peeling
things,
off the cellophane stuff. Yeah, that's nice.
that's one of the things is that I haven't played on this enough. So like the PS5 controller still feels cool to me because I haven't played anything, but I'd rather have stuff to play. Like why can't I just play the game? You know? So I don't know. I'm hoping more stuff comes out. In the meantime, I'm gonna stay on PC and try to get good at other stuff because there's a bit of a drought. Hitman comes out in a week or two, which I'm excited for. But other than that, I'm like, ugh.
You can
Tough
play Hitman?
times. Yeah, I love Hitman.
Okay.
Hitman rules.
Yeah,
dude.
you know, honestly, all right. So I played like one Hitman, and it was cool. But like, can you actually run through that game and not be an assassin?
Well, you have to kill people. That's the whole.
Yeah, I mean,
point.
like, but can you be like James Bond level of killing? Like, where you're supposed to be a secret agent, but you're not a secret agent.
Yeah. You can play it however
Okay.
you want, which is why it's so cool. Like the game is set up in a way that like it gives you 50,000 different ways to complete the mission, which is really fun. And then the way that it's built, which is really interesting. I can't wait to talk about Hitman on the show once the latest one comes out. The latest games are really cool because like instead of just giving you like 50 missions with one way to complete each, they only give you like 5 missions, 5 or 6, but they have like 30 different ways to play them. So like in one of them, maybe you can load into the game and you're just like fresh off the plane and you have a pistol and a silencer. That's the basic one. But in one of them, maybe you come in disguised as like a bongo drum player for a band that the president is going to show up for. And you can like get backstage and find a way to like poison his food. There are so many different ways to play and it's really cool. And they also have like a meme in the game where the whole point is to be as inconspicuous as possible. But apparently there's a costume which is like this magician. And the magician draws everybody's attention. So he's like the hard mode because you have to assassinate people and be a hitman, but everybody's looking at you all the time because you have this ridiculous top hat and these crazy clothes. Like the game is very funny and it's very well made. I'm super excited for the third one. I didn't actually play through the second one that much because ironically I couldn't hit 60 FPS because my card wasn't powerful enough. Now I'm on this 3080. I might go back to it. So I'm excited.
Might go a little crazy. You feel me?
I think my CPU isn't strong enough though, because that game is crazy for the CPU. But we'll see.
All right, what'd you do with your 2070 though?
Selling it to Vince.
Come on, bro. He doesn't need that.
He might not. I mean, he was the guy I was talking to. So
Sell
why
it,
do you
though?
need one?
Come on, bro. I mean, if you're trying to, slice my birthday, you know what I'm saying? It's like so far away.
I
I'm
was
like,
gonna say,
my
I gotta
birthday.
ship it. I gotta ship it all the way down there in August, like, or July. That's it.
July.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know, man. Like I do need. Still looking for 3080.
Good luck.
I'm never gonna find it, and I'm never gonna get the money to buy it because someone won't give us our checks. So it's Anyway, that's gonna be it. No, wait, we had a question. I saw a question earlier today.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. It was someone hit us up on Twitter actually for the first time. You know what I'm saying? So big shouts to that guy who hit us up on Twitter. It was Emo Furchy. He says, if questions are still allowed, what game, if any, has emotionally affected you or changed how you view things?
Do you have an answer for that?
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I think Ori definitely got some feels out of me, but it didn't make me think, man, the world's fucked up, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was like, it's just like there was a sad game. But just, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a single game actually.
I can't think of a game off the top. Like, I think it may be because like this is gonna sound weird. I think in my formational years, games weren't at that point. Like in the years where I could have adopted some of those things, I was, let's say your most formational years are like, I don't know, 12 to 20. So I was that's the year 2000 to 2008. A lot of those games were like not really thinking about the bigger picture, the big questions like that. You know what I mean? The games were sort of surface level. Games back then, sort of on the PS2, PS1, weren't really interested in, or at least weren't accessible to somebody of my age, where they weren't interested in the bigger conversations where you could like learn something. I've played a lot of things since then, like a lot of indie games that have sort of changed my perspective, or things that I've sort of that I've taken and have asked interesting questions, but nothing that was like foundational to me as a person. You know what I mean? Like I played Earthbound, I played Mother 3, and those are very thought-provoking games, but like I remember Braid sort of was instrumental for me because
You love that game, dude.
I love Braid rules. Remake is coming out soon, or the remaster or whatever. Braid is excellent. But Braid is like was the first game that had that sort of element where it's like, oh, there's more to this, and this is like pretentious and it like it actually means something. I
also
will
don't
say,
feel like I played the games that would have got me there anyway. Like, you know, everyone has this like attachment with Last of Us. I didn't play Last of Us. Like everyone's, oh, it's so sad. Oh, you know, like people are crying on stream while playing Last of Us. Didn't play that game.
Well,
A
even
lot of people are saying the same thing about Spiritfarer too. So like, you know,
the problem is even Last of Us is like it's the standard like people do terrible things when they're desperate. Okay, like it's a Last of Us story wasn't that interesting. It was just told very well. Like it's like yeah, people are pushed to the brink and they'll do what, you know, two sides to every story. You do terrible things to protect the ones you love. Okay, yeah, I've seen that movie. Like I'm like the game that always jumps to my mind is Bioshock because there's a lot going on and it's very thought provoking. But did it change my perspective? I don't think so. I think what might happen is I might pick up like little things from each game, but none of them I don't think is like instrumental to my development as a person. I think ironically one of the biggest things for me would be frequency and amplitude for the PS2 because it changed how I thought about music. And it like when I was a kid, I used to love like club house, just sort of that 90s dance music. But I thought I didn't know there was a place to find it other than the radio and goddamn Rhythm of the Night and stuff. Because my mom would play it when we were driving around in the car. I was like, oh, there's a whole world of techno and trance and drum and bass, and that sort of opened up my horizons there. But that's not like a personality thing. You know what I mean? That's just like
that's actually a pretty
thing.
interesting thing because like I was thinking about that too. Like I didn't really like, you know, I don't really like EDM like that, but there has been some games where the setting is perfect. Like Rocket League, EDM all through that game, perfect for it. I played this other game that racing game Distance.
Oh, dude, I love Distance.
Yeah, the music in that game was great too.
Distance
and
rules,
I mean, it's really just, you know, it's on its little techno cyberpunky wave or whatever. And normally I would be like, ew, gross. But like if the setting is correct, then it works out. And I think that futuristic type setting with those type of beats is cool, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I think that some games have definitely changed. Like I guess have helped with my developmental growth in music. I don't think I've ever would have listened to that much rock music without playing Tony Hawk. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Guitar Hero was that too. People like
yeah.
You see some bands like get a huge resurgence after because people like you may have heard certain songs but you don't hear them like that much or know what they're called until you play Guitar Hero. It's like, oh my god, this stuff's cool.
Yeah, well, because I'm thinking about like, you know, I didn't listen to Queens of the Stone Age until I think Rock Band, and they had a song on there and I was like, wow, this song bops. And then I was like, all right, so like I went to go listen to their whole album and it was pretty decent album. Not like my favorite band or anything like that, but it had some pretty nice bops on there.
That happened to me with Frequency. It's like I didn't know about trance music. I just heard like the club bangers that were on in the 90s, and it's like, oh, Paul Oakenfold, BT. Like these are EDM people like from when I was younger. And I was like, oh, these are people I can listen to. You know, that was kind of neat.
Yeah. Well, I can't like I guess I don't really have an answer for that right now. There's definitely been some games that have like wowed me to the point where I didn't think I would be a fan like I am, and that would be like Horizon Zero Dawn. You know, like I was like, all right, looking at the concept, I'm like, all right, this is like a cool game. And then I played it and I was like, wow, this game, like I need everything about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna eventually get a Glenhawk tattoo and all that good stuff. Like the game was great, and I think that there's a lot of games where I kind of go in not expecting a lot, and then I get so much more that I end up being like an instant fan. So
I think there are a lot of games that do. I can't think of a game that has had a profound effect because it said something that was totally unique and stuck like only that. Because like I think of games like, I think one of the reasons that Dark Souls, for instance, is so transcendent for a lot of people is because it does have that. The whole message of all of the games is like, the world sucks, stuff is gonna kill you, it's terrible, you are going to go through tragedy and heartache, and it's abysmal over and over, but the human spirit perseveres no matter what. Like, it is that drive, it's like a little flame, and you will keep doing it, even in the face of things will never be done. It'll never be set. Your job will never be done. Your work will never be finished. You'll still get up and continue fighting because that's what humans do, which is a really fascinating idea for the game, but it's not something that, like, the game came out in 2011. I was 23 at that point. You know, I didn't play it until I was later, and then it's like, oh, this is like, it's sort of the same message that you get in a lot of, like, zombie stuff, because it's like, the human drive to overcome and to not give in and to stay alive and to, you know, it's like those messages are somewhat similar. I think Dark Souls does it in a better way because it goes through gameplay and not necessarily through story. But like by the time you're at a certain age, it's like it's very difficult to hear something new. You know what I mean? And I don't think video games are really well equipped to have that conversation.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I hope that made sense.
No, it does. It does. But yeah, man, I just, you know, overall, man, like, I feel like the answer he's probably looking for was Nier. Like,
Nier is
all those Nier people come through and they're all like, yeah, man, that game is so deep. You didn't get far enough. You know, you didn't really listen to the messages. Like, I'm sure there's some good messages in there, but like, I'm not about to cry over an anime game. Sorry, man.
Yeah, get the hell out. The robot feels like a person? Wow. Never heard of that before.
It's not gonna do that, bro.
That's crazy. The robot thinks? Wow.
I don't even know if I can cry over a hack and slash game. Maybe like, I don't know. No More Heroes has some pretty good like moments in there, but even then I wasn't like, damn, bro, Travis really going through it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just like, this is good story for sure.
The end of that first game blew me away. Like when Jean tells her story, like I went to YouTube, I was like, all right, I gotta find what Jean says slowed down. Cause like she has like this and it's like child abuse. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I love that game. I want to play through that again. Damn.
Quay said, what's your well, you can get it now on your Switch. Updated controls. What's y'all's guilty pleasure game series? Probably League.
Guilty play? Yeah, probably. I've been playing League for 10 years and I still want to stop. Guilty play? I don't feel guilty playing stuff. I would say if I did play a game that I knew wasn't good, but I play it anyway, and we talk about it pretty much every week on this, so I'm gonna say it again. It's Far Cry. Like, Far Cry, I know isn't necessarily good. It does nothing different. It's been the same since 3 in 2012, and yet I still play them all because they tickle that part of my brain. Yep. Let me just done. Like, I killed that guy.
Is that another warehouse to loot and kill everyone? Yeah, I will be there. Like,
bro, is that a lighthouse? Like, you running over to climb it? Like, just the towers. Oh, Ubisoft got me, bro. I can't help myself. That new game's coming out in February. I will play it expeditiously.
You know what? All right, before we leave, I do have one thing to complain about. I'm tired of games being compared to other games that also did not innovate that. So I saw this Immortals Phoenix Rising versus, you know, in Breath of the Wild comparisons, whatever. And one of the things that they tried to compare was towers.
Yeah.
Ubisoft is towers. Like, they did that. Like, you can't say that Breath of the Wild started with, using a tower to open up the map. That's been going on for so long in Ubisoft, bro. They stole that from their own games, bro.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild definitely did the Ubisoft thing. For sure. Now, does that mean that they didn't do their own thing? No, but they took from them. For sure.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, like, that's just a mechanic. Like, that mechanic just works in open world games. Like, how else are you going to... Yeah, like, how else are you going to be able to open up large sections of the map without doing something like that? It's either a tower or you go into like a building and you like hack a computer and then bam, you're on Google Maps. Like, I don't know. Like that's the only two ways I feel like that works. But people are for sure, bro, I can't believe they would just blatantly steal. Now, I'm not saying that obviously, you know, Immortals didn't have a heavy influence. There was definitely a heavy influence there, but y'all gotta like call the influence like it is, man. Like, and also like, what were y'all expecting to do? There's only so many things you can do with a sword and with that type of gameplay. Like, all right, man, we got this hero and he's gonna fight with a sword. Wow, bro, is that Zelda? No, that's almost every game where you have a sword and you're a hero, bro. like come on, man.
Yeah, it's it feels like people give Nintendo a bonus on those things because they have an emotional attachment to Nintendo, so they act like they're the only people that come up with the innovation. And a lot of the times that's true. Nintendo are the only people who actually like have their own stuff that isn't replicated, but at the same time it's like they're not always, Breath of the Wild was absolutely inspired by a bunch of different open world games, and it perfected a lot of the pieces, at least for most people. I thought it was boring, but a lot of other people liked it. So I don't know. People are big Nintendo fans. So
yeah. Well, with that being said, man, I do love some Nintendo. Just fucking think rationally, people. All right.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for y'all gaming. Thanks for coming through. It's a little longer episode. Sometimes we don't be thinking we're gonna have another episode, and then we be talking. We be chatting.
Truly be
and
gaming.
we be gaming. Yep. And so it'd be time for y'all to be gaming as well. If you have related to the show, you can always watch it again on YouTube soon. You can listen to it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm gonna be later on tonight. I'm probably gonna be back on Survivor, but for the rest of this week or the foreseeable future, I will be on some Rocket League. So if you want to hang out with me and watch my progression in Rocket League, definitely come to the stream at TKbreezy. Coney, what are you doing?
Tonight, I'm actually doing a Salty Bet tournament. One of our good friends of the stream named Gonderlane was able to pull for us. It's basically Salty Bet, but all the fighters are Smash characters. So it's an 16-man bracket of Smash characters. We're going to be Salty Betting on that. And then after, I'm finally going to do this. It's a very hot topic in Smash. I'm doing a Smash canonical tier list. So who's the strongest in canon? The twist is that I haven't played every Nintendo game, so I don't know who's the strongest, but I'm going to go ahead and guess. So that'll be fun. I can't wait to I'm going to piss people off in Twitter for sure. I like that. I already know what I'll get flamed. I know. Everybody says Kirby is like ungodly, like Eldritch God, and I'll be like, bro, Kirby's cute. How could he? He's not hurting anybody. Look at him. So I can't wait. That's going to be fun, but that's happening later tonight. I hope you guys tune in for that. It's going to be a good time.
It's got to be. Mewtwo's got to be pretty up there, though.
No, because you got to think of like gods, and I think Shulk like becomes a god at the end of his game. Sephiroth becomes a god, but like at the same time, like some of these gods like still lose. Sephiroth becomes a god and he still loses the Cloud. I don't know how. I didn't play the game, but you can just throw a Pokeball at Mewtwo. There you go.
That don't work. That doesn't work. We've seen the movie. You played the game. Now Master Ball though. You got one of those on deck.
See, this will be a very good time. So I'm going to be doing that tonight after this tier list. And then I'm making a thumbnail for tomorrow's video on stream because I don't have a thumbnail yet. I found my Cyberpunk glasses. So Web Surf Wednesday, I got to make my own thumbnail, as you can see with these. So it'll be a good time. So show up to the stream.
All right, bro. Well, with that being... Wow, nice glasses.
Thank you. Nice. Yeah, I love those.
All right. With that being said, man, that's going to be it for y'all gaming. We will catch y'all next Tuesday for more gaming topics. Of course, as always, be safe, wear a mask, and have a good night.